The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, importance of growing coffee, flooding forces suspension of classes, and Hikari in semis. In a historic milestone for infrastructure development, Papua New Guinea has officially been voted in as a new member country of the International Tunneling and Underground Space Association during the World Tunnel Congress held in Sweden on Sunday. Representatives from 80 member countries gathered for the Congress, where 46 nations voted in favor of Papua New Guinea's membership. This marks the first time in the ITA's 50-year history that PNG has joined the organization, setting the stage for a new era in tunneling and railway development. This timely membership comes as PNG embarks on transformative infrastructure projects under the Connect PNG program, including plans to establish railway systems that require tunneling through mountainous terrain. Minister for Coffee William Bando has issued a passionate call to all Papua New Guineans, especially those in rural areas, to take ownership in planting coffee as one of the country's most valuable and sustainable economic opportunities.
Minister for Coffee William Bando visited Mountainville Coffee Plantation in Kabufa, Goroka, Eastern Islands Province recently to meet with local farmers and stakeholders. During the meet, he urged them to make coffee one of the strongest economic backbones in the country. He reiterated that coffee is not just for big businesses, but for rural farmers. Bando emphasized the importance of providing government incentives to motivate rural communities and youth to take up coffee farming as a way to promote self-reliance, peace and long-term prosperity. With the full support of the Marapel-led government, the minister's mission is to empower rural communities and build a thriving, export-ready coffee industry that lifts the national economy. Bando also held important strategy sessions with the Coffee Industry Corporation Limited to discuss practical steps towards revitalizing and expanding PNG's coffee sector. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
In Kundiawa, the Catholic Mothers Group marked this year's Mother's Day with joy and reflection. They came together for a special Sunday Mass, followed by celebrations that highlighted the vital role mothers play in families and communities. At Kundiawa Cathedral, it was a special Sunday as Catholic mothers gathered in unity to celebrate Mother's Day. After attending Mass, they organized a vibrant celebration, cutting the Mother's Day cake and sharing food and drinks with fellow parishioners.
But then we get to talk long, we talk so because me looking at the planet time and we like on being good. Also, we might not go and we take sorry with this land, some kind of person who man will very, very important on man
Francis Iwa, who serves as the Catholic president, donated a cake to the mothers and reminded everyone that without mothers we would not be here. He praised their resilience and the unconditional love they continue to show to their children and families despite the challenges they face.
Special interest body working man Mary also picks up the yet. One something and walking putting Lohan for one Mary special class. Now I love this lah. Air walking very nature and spirit. Spirit law. Well, people are important to life to Mary. Or mask again good, sleep good. Maski all pagram imper blog all nara pagram imper speaking or man or the others. So what was special gracia. That is like a lifetime gift, Lord.
Sister Marianne Kolkia, director of Mercy Works PNG, echoed similar sentiments. She said God instilled in every mother a special love and strength, allowing them to endure pain and yet continue to care for their families with deep affection. Iwa also commended the Kundiawa Cathedral Mothers Group for their talent and organization, adding that more celebrations and activities are expected in the coming months. A beautiful celebration in Kundiawa, reminding us all of the special place mothers hold in our lives. The Minister for Energy and Kairuku MP Peter Isoemo marked Mother's Day with a special celebration in Kayao village, bringing relief and joy to local mothers and youth. Minister Isoemo visited Kayao village in Central Province yesterday to celebrate Mother's Day alongside the women of the community. As part of the occasion, he presented a cash gift of 1,000 kina to the mothers, acknowledging their vital role and daily contributions. In a practical gesture to ease one of their biggest challenges, the minister also donated a 9,000-litre Tuffer tank. This is to help mothers who previously had to cross busy roads just to fetch water for drinking and cooking. Showing support for local youth, the minister further donated 3 acoustic guitars to encourage music and creative development among young people in the village. The event was filled with joy and gratitude as families came together to celebrate the strength and spirit of their mothers, turning this year's Mother's Day into a true celebration of community care and unity. This is TVWAN News. After the break, maternity ward receives gifts and call to respect women.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Our journey starts with you. We'll be there from the start, right through to your life's adventures. We'll ensure comfort and make your safety our priority. We'll take you to memorable moments, no matter where it begins. And we'll get you there like we've always done. The 4th generation coaster bus, more than just a bus.
This honking is doing your head in. Why don't you go and put a stop to it?
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like Superwoman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
For Sam Darry, he's brought greater physicality to his game this year. Here now, into the corner. He scored.
Let's get Origin 2 underway. Will it be Blues glory or will Queensland send us to a decider? Enjoy the ride, and this will be a try to Kelly. Queensland do hit back with a beauty. And Brazil has a double. They win by 20 and take first blood in the 2025 Women's State of Origin Series.
Welcome back. The National Council of Women's Executives took time out on Mother's Day to visit the Port Moresby General Hospital's maternity ward and presented gifts to the mothers and their babies. When making the presentation, NCW President Lucy Pomu says the maternity ward is an important ward where lives are born.
The cutting of cakes after a short press conference with the media marked the beginning of the shared relationship between the National Council of Women, or NCW, and Port Moresby General Hospital's maternity ward. This Mother's Day, the NCW visited the maternity ward to present gifts, mainly menstrual pads, diapers, nappies, and clothes, to give back to mothers who are the source of life. Their visitation follows their mandated role of being the voice of women and girls in Papua New Guinea. When making the presentation, the NCW President Lucy Pomu says the maternity ward is an important ward where lives are bettered. However, this ward often faces challenges such as a lack of labor facilities, limited resources, and limited midwives. Pomu said these challenges led to many women giving birth on the floor, while others sit for hours waiting for an empty delivery room to deliver or an empty bed to rest after labor.
Our little donations that we have promised to come on Mother's Day with our 4 cakes to donate to the nursery ward, to the labor ward, and our ward 11.
When receiving the items, the president of the PNG Midwifery Society, Mary Sitang, said the presentation of the gifts is a blessing to the maternity ward. She said the presentation of the gifts has forged a relationship between the maternity ward and NCW, who will work together to address the issues faced by women and girls in the maternity ward.
About respectful care, women is supposed to deliver on the bed, be nursed on the bed, and go home. And you know, we feel very bad when women deliver on the floor, or even women after delivery, they rest on the floor.
She added that most of the mothers who come in to give birth often do not have blankets, diapers, and other necessities that are needed to care for themselves and their babies. Therefore, the support will assist in filling this gap. It will also assist the midwives to use during delivery.
Meanwhile, PNG Midwifery Society President Mary Sitang says the maternity ward has seen an increase in teenage pregnancy, where girls as young as 13 years old are giving birth. This has prompted the society to advocate for family planning, which is essential to control childbirth at an early age. She said the maternity ward conducts free family planning, and couples or teenagers are encouraged to seek advice before having a family.
Women and girls out there, I know we have age groups where from 13 up, we've been having teenage pregnancy as well in this labor ward. and we encourage women and girls. Family planning is free, and when you walk into a family planning clinic, you have to get a service.
Paradise Private Hospital proudly joined the nation and the world on May 5th to celebrate International Midwifery Day, a day that also marked International Nurses Day at PPH in Port Moresby. Nurses and midwives gathered in numbers, pledging their commitment to continue providing quality care under this year's theme, Midwives Critical in Every Crisis. PPH Director of Finance and Admin Janet Sios praised the invaluable role of midwives and nurses, highlighting their perseverance in supporting women, newborns and communities, especially during challenging times. She emphasized that a healthy workforce drives the nation's economy, and nurses play a pivotal role in maintaining that. Prime Minister James Marape used the occasion of Mother's Day to make a national appeal for greater respect and care towards women, especially mothers, as Papua New Guinea prepares to mark 50 years of independence later this year. The Prime Minister has urged Papua New Guinean men to honor women not only in words, but through daily actions rooted in love, protection, and dignity.
Prime Minister James Marape took the opportunity on Mother's Day yesterday to deliver a poignant national appeal for greater respect and care for women, particularly mothers in Papua New Guinea. Marape emphasized the vital role that women play in the society and the importance of honoring their contributions. He urged all citizens to foster an environment of respect, support, and appreciation for women, highlighting that mothers are central to family and community development. The Prime Minister's message resonates with the broader goal of building a just and equitable society where the rights and dignity of women are upheld. Marape's call to action serves as a reminder that as Papua New Guinea reflects on its past and looks to the future, it must prioritize the well-being and empowerment of women to ensure sustainable progress and unity within the nation. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
And now for the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2447 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2372 US dollars, $0.3669 Australian dollars, $0.2034 euro, and 34.23 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, palm oil, and crude oil closed higher. Gold and copper closed lower, and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed higher. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Kakaru, get up and big smile on face.
PNG, the taste PNG loves.
Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The One-Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
You sabi to awesome condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blong you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haburusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blong you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Let's get Origin 2 underway. Will it be Blues glory or will Queensland send us to a decider? Enjoy the ride, and this will be a try to Kelly. Queensland do hit back with a beauty. And Brazil has a double. They win by 20 and take first blood in the 2025 Women's State of Origin Series.
Thanks for staying with us. Last night, the Medang Provincial Police Commander, Acting Superintendent Robert Baim, has issued a public appeal for eyewitnesses of a viral post on social media involving the assault of a mother and her daughter at a supermarket, allegedly in Medang Province, to come forward and assist police by providing a statement. All information received will be handled with confidentiality. From the viral video, it shows both victims were beaten up badly, with the little girl being kicked on the head and thrown on top of her mother. The abuse was a result of them allegedly stealing biscuits at the store. The incident is now under investigation by police. Flooding at the Ziffer Singh Junior High School in Moreba's Huon Gulf District has forced an indefinite suspension of classes. Principal Raj Pascal expressed their concern over the recurring issue of flooding, which has caused extensive damage to the school's infrastructure since 2022.
The learning of 439 students of Ziffer Singh Junior High School in Huon Gulf District has been affected following heavy rains and the subsequent flooding of the school area. Principal Raz Pascal told this newsroom that classes have been suspended for an indefinite period following recent heavy rains in the area. However, their 183 grade 10 students will have to return on Thursday, May 15th, as they will sit for the written expression examination on Thursday, June 5th. Principal Pascal and the Board of Governors have written to Moreba's Provincial Program Advisor, Keith Tangui, expressing concern for the recurring problem that has damaged school infrastructure and severely affected the safety and well-being of students and teachers. Pascal said from 2022 to 2024, they have witnessed numerous instances of flooding, especially when the notorious Rumu River overflows. The principal said last year Governor Luther Wenge and Provincial Administrator Max Bruton were on ground during a school event and saw for themselves the damages caused by flooding. There, the governor promised to build a brick wall to prevent the floodwaters from inundating the school. However, the provincial government is yet to honor its commitment. The Ziffer Singh Board of Governors have highlighted that The buildings of early childhood, primary and high school have water damages to the walls, ceilings, furniture, textbooks and school equipment. Dirty floodwaters are in classrooms and have covered access roads, rendering them unusable. The board is calling on the provincial and district government to support them by building flood-resistant infrastructure, implement an effective disaster management system, and reroute Rumu River to ensure it flows directly under the Jefferson Bridge. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
Disturbances at one of Goroka's largest schools have forced classes to be suspended after drunk youths threatened teachers and disrupted learning. Segu Primary and Segu Day High School were thrown into turmoil, prompting police arrests and an urgent community meeting. Classes at Segu Primary and Segu Day High School were halted this week after violent threats from drunk youths. On Wednesday, 2 men from the nearby Piswar settlement entered the school premises under the influence of alcohol, banging on classroom doors and swearing at teachers and students. When 2 male teachers confronted them, the situation escalated. The school's head teacher, Edward Loa, was verbally abused and threatened. Police responded quickly, arresting the 2 culprits on the same day. They remain in custody awaiting court.
2 weeks, come here and talk sorry, let master and teachers. Come good. Tubla mane basta pro sel, loba deal want them all, salim all beauty basalim tubla. Banis bago. Bigi one bla hand na you block hand blow me finish. Tubla mane basta pro sel, ball block court but deal want them all salim all beauty.
With tensions running high, classes were suspended again on Thursday. Parents, teachers, police and local leaders gathered for an emergency meeting to find solutions. Speakers emphasized the deep human impact of the violence, fear among teachers, trauma for children, and the disruption of education services in the community.
School, especially Mr. Loa, Lily brother, Mr. Dansem, Mr. Bulage, our teachers who is primary in Askus want them to sorry. This is something also brother police ongoing. But I think somebody is something to remember. Secretary supposed to respond first still.
Calls are growing for a perimeter fence to secure the school grounds. Stakeholders pledge support to raise funds and build proper fencing. Teachers now fear returning to the classroom. Some are unsure if they will come back after this week's traumatic events.
Na mi plaga totoglo togi mi pla mi ba mage mouse ball teacher Mary. Na ba mi totok. Lo inside lo this la 4 years where you pla looking this la headmaster am stop here. You pla looking some la senis lo attitude lo teacher. Teacher now will stop, you know, last place teacher will stop was a me as place is stop. Teacher will come all get up. Now only come save lo here. All I give him best no picking in it for you. You think if this not doing make him?
As the community works towards an apology and greater security, Segu Primary and Day High School remains closed until teachers feel safe enough to resume classes. For now, Segu School stands as a stark reminder of how violence can cripple education and disrupt young lives. Turning abroad, newly elected Pope Leo XIV has delivered his first Sunday prayer to tens of thousands of worshippers in St. Peter's Square. He called for an authentic and lasting peace in Ukraine, as well as a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of all Israeli hostages.
The Catholic world is continuing to speculate as to how Pope Leo XIV will run the papal office. We've been speaking to friends of the Pope who say that Pope Leo XIV is a more calm, reserved, shy figure than his predecessor, but we've already been given clear indications that he'll look to follow in the footsteps of the late Pope Francis. He's described his legacy already as being quite precious and made many mentions of world peace, which was of course a focus of Francis.
In today's dramatic scenario of a third world war being fought, as Pope Francis has repeatedly stated, I too appeal to the great ones of the world. repeating the ever-relevant plea, no more war.
But in terms of how he'll approach the geopolitical aspects of the job, well, that of course, we'll get more insight into that, of course, when he addresses the media, and he's expected to do that on the afternoon of Monday, Rome time, where it's almost certain he'll be asked by the many American reporters here about his views on the Trump administration and immigration policy. Pope Leo XIV, when he was Cardinal Robert Prevost, made some opinions on that issue pretty clear on social media and the like. He'll be inaugurated here at the Vatican on the 18th of May, and then the job really begins. The Catholic world will be focusing on how the new pontiff handles the many issues and challenges facing the Catholic Church.
The New South Wales Mid-North Coast is home to Australia's oldest Sikh community, and in Wollongulga, everyone is welcome. A success story of multiculturalism, some Punjabi Sikhs can trace their roots back here to over 220 years ago. Now it's a flourishing town filled with the bright and inclusive warmth of the many families that call it home.
At this Sikh temple on the New South Wales Mid-North Coast, everyone is welcome to join in and share a meal. Selfless service is a core tenet of the Sikh faith, and now it's a core part of what makes Wollongulga, Wollongulga.
Wollongulga is just very special. For the Punjabi Sikh community in particular, I think Wollongulga's a success story in terms of multiculturalism.
A quarter of the locals here have Indian heritage. Some can trace theirs back to 6 initial Punjabi Sikh families and a migration story that spans more than 120 years. But it was the period following World War II and the community's embrace of banana farming that made those roots permanent.
I think it's fantastic, and we're quite blessed here in Wollongulga having such a large number of Punjabi and Sikh background people.
Even those who've moved to Wollongulga more recently report feeling a sense of belonging.
I can call it a little paradise hidden from many Australians yet. They need to discover this wonderful place.
Australia's first 2 Sikh temples were built here in the late 1960s and still serve as hubs for the community. But the past few years have seen a new cultural institution establish itself, the Sikh Heritage Museum of Australia.
We have so many different people that come through here of all different walks of life, and they all seem to take something with them when they leave here. For a long time, people were so inquisitive of why the Sikh community settled here, what was the Sikh temples, what they represent, and I think we needed to tell that story.
A story that continues to grow with the cultural richness of the town.
From next month, Brisbane bus services will be boosted to provide an additional 30 million trips a year. And there's a push to connect the system to other parts of southeast Queensland in the lead-up to the 2032 Games.
Getting to work on time in Brisbane could be a whole lot easier from the 30th of June.
It will be the biggest change that we have seen to Brisbane's bus network in decades.
A new metro route will begin operating from 8 Mile Plains to Roma Street, and 60 more buses will be on the road across the city at a combined cost of $1.55 billion. The expanded system will see an additional 160,000 new bus services, but already there's a push for more.
We need more metro. We need the metro to go to other places like the Wave on the Sunshine Coast.
The deadline, the 2032 Olympics.
And we will now work with the Brisbane City Council over the next few years to work out the connection plan, the connectivity between cities, the fast rail to the Gold Coast, the Wave to the Sunshine Coast.
With the Gold and Sunshine Coasts earmarked for Games events, a coordinated southeast Queensland transport network could move thousands of extra tourists around the region. Some locals are already on board.
Infrastructure right now is very in demand. With the migration here in Australia, I think that would be beneficial for everyone.
I hate driving in traffic, so yeah, I definitely would.
Within 50 cents, definitely something that we all look forward to.
And it's that lure of cheap fares which is fueling the expected success.
Because of 50-cent fares, we expect that we'll be one of the first cities in the country, one of the first cities in the world to have public transport patronage now exceed its pre-COVID levels.
And that ends our news segment. Coming up in sports, Hikari in semis, and schools rugby display top football.
The One Talk jackpot is rolling over week on week. 750,000 Kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity. It can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello Better Banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
It's a new season with new beginnings and new hope, all for the same dream. It all starts now. The NRL Telstra Premiership. Let's go!
No way has he done that. What a point. Goodness me. Can you believe it? Stop it. Amazing moment. Oh, brilliant. What a finish. The dream run continues. This is fairy tale stuff.
I'll always be there to support you, to be your lover, to be your best friend, forever, Dominique Garcia.
For always. All I want is for you to keep your word.
We'll always fight like this. This is getting exhausting.
You're not the only one.
I can make you feel good.
As always?
I tried to call you, but you couldn't be reached. I messaged you, but you still couldn't be reached. Were you doing it on purpose?
Welcome to the sports segment. Hikari Women's FC came out victorious today, beating AS Pirai of Tahiti 2-0 at the OFC Women's Champions League final Group B match in Tahiti.
Needing just a draw to progress to the semi-finals as Group B runners-up, Papua New Guinea's female champions team, Hikari United FC, were made to work hard by AS Pirai's side, who defended resolutely throughout but failed to score. It took a stroke of luck and a goalkeeping error for Hikari United to hit the front 6 minutes before the interval. After a run down the right, Michaeline Butubu crossed the ball for a goal in the 39th minute for Hikari's first goal. After much entertaining play against the crossbar and 3 minutes into added time, Ramona Padio delivered a curling corner across the goal which Shalom Wider prodded into the back of the net for Hekare's victory. Hekare will now face Fiji's Bar Women's FC in the first semi-final on Wednesday, and defending champions Auckland United FC play Henderson Eels of the Solomon Islands in the second semi-final. Susan Oreape, TVWAN Sports.
Lae Snacks Tigers, PRK Mendi Muruks and Port Moresby Vipers have maintained lead on the PNG National Rugby League competition points table on 9 points apiece after round 5. At the start of the new season, Tigers and Muruks maintain a consistent and robust playing group with a mix of experience and youth in their playing roster.
Chasing, great take!
Results from round 5 of the Digicel Action Mobile Cup over the weekend saw Tigers outclass reigning premiers Mount Hagen Eagles 34-14 in Means. Muruks cruised past Eastern Britain Couriers at Queen's Park 24-20. In Port Moresby, Vipers held off Kimber Carter's 2016, Wigman 26 edge out Lahalis 26-21. Central Debaris beat Miox 18-14 and Tumbe beat Iso 12 points to 8. Current standing after round 5, Tigers leading, Muruks, Vipers, Wigman, Debaris, Couriers, Lahanis, Tumbe, Miox, Eagles, Iso and Cutters yet to register a win. Meanwhile, the Port Moresby Vipers have gone back to the drawing board with a strong focus and emphasis on recruiting more young players. This has seen exciting new talents and energy emerge with the skill and speed coming from the club's development pathway. With 9 points from 4 wins and 1 draw and joint competition leaders after round 5 is a far cry from the Vipers' recent past track records since their last grand final win 11 years ago in 2013. With 13 rounds left, teams are starting to make steady progress on the points table as they continue to work hard on their game to challenge some of the benchmark teams in the competition. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Warrington Wolves secured their second consecutive Challenge Cup final appearance by defeating local rivals Lae Leopards in a thrilling match at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Edwin Ipape put Lae ahead after just 49 seconds, but tries from Roderick Tai, Paul Vaughan and Toby King and the impeccable kicking of Mark Snyde put Sam Burgess's side in control.
And Pape chasing after next.
Lee, who won the 2023 final, refused to give up as Tassie New went over twice in the second half, but Mark Sneed's shrewd drop goal with the last action of the first half kept daylight between the two sides in sweltering conditions. Wire, who lost to all-conquering Wigan Warriors at Wembley last year, will face Hull Kingston Rowers in the final on June the 7th. Lee, with the form side going into the game after 5 straight wins, had taken them to third place in Super League. Warrington had lost 3 of their previous 4 and have struggled since losing playmaker George Williams to injury. They were boosted with the return of Sneed after he fractured an eye socket in April, but he was off to a poor start as his attempted kick in the Wolves' first set of 6 was charged down by Ipape, who picked up and ran half-length of the field to finish. Lee sought to press home their advantage, but Matthew Duffy came up with a marvellous tackle and a bold steal over the line on Daniel McIntosh as he caught a Lachlan Lamb chip to the corner. Lee began the second half with serious intent. King seemed to have sealed the win as he scored from Duffy's lofty pass, with Sneed adding another classic conversion from wide out. But again, Lee hit back as New grabbed his second try. Warrington held firm to spark scenes of celebrations as they head to Wembley seeking their first Challenge Cup triumph since 2019. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The National Schools Rugby League competition grand final over the weekend in Port Moresby attracted many fans and also received positive feedback from prominent figures and passionate rugby league supporters. Digicel PNG Senior Vice President Lorna McPherson and PNG Hunters coach Paul Aiton highly commended the school's rugby league program and called for its continuity.
the boys take on the field now.
4 of the best teams in the school's rugby league program from across the country gathered in Port Moresby on Saturday for the grand final. 2 teams from Lae, 1 from Goroka, and 1 each from NCD and Central Provinces. The quality of football displayed by those teams has received much praise. A big supporter of rugby league in the country, DGCL PNG, was impressed with the weekend performance. DGCL's Senior Vice President Lorna McPherson commended the growing standard of rugby league among youngsters after observing the finals. McPherson noted that both boys and girls demonstrated significant potential, making it essential for PNG Rugby League and the government to invest in sports to aid in the development of PNG.
I had a fantastic day. I think, when you look at the standard of the young kids and the youth for the future for Papua New Guinea, it's just amazing, both the boys and the girls, and you can really see the future, and that's what it's all about,
McPherson was not only rugby league fan, expressing positivity about what she witnessed on grand final day. The PNG Hunters coach Paul Aiton was also impressed by the talent he saw on the field. Aiton, who was amongst the guests, remarked that rugby league in PNG can only grow and develop with the new PNG NRL franchise leading the program.
We need this, we need this. The franchise is doing great. The new franchise is doing a great job putting on events like this. And Joey Grimer behind the scenes is just non-stop. He's got a wall of energy and he needs it. I think this is vital for PNG's rugby league future. And I think we're on the right trajectory. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like in 5-10 years' time.
McPherson and Aiton praised the school's rugby league program, hoping it will continue to grow and involve more kids in the coming years. The NCD School's rugby league team won the Year 9-10 Grand Final in the boys division and Girls Open Grand Final, while Central secured the Year 7-8 boys division title. Rex Litter, TVWAN Sports.
Hunt is on the maiden silverware in the Pepsi Capital Rugby Union as Theodore's MBB Marlins are well and truly in progress. The Gerehu suburb team strung together back-to-back wins and remains in the top 4 of the competition heading into the second month.
The Theodist MBB Marlins showed more intent this season than they did in the previous seasons. They are playing good rugby compared to their past years. The Marlins pulled off a consecutive win on the back of their strong start to the season, and coach Rawali Bokwig has revealed that the club is in for a big year. Bokwig said his men are aiming to finish the season with a grand final match.
This year, our main focus is to make the grand finals. And we've set the benchmark in the start, and we're working towards that. As it stands now, unofficially, we're going to still in the top 4, so we're just happy with that. We're trying to maintain that going into next week and work our way from there. Yeah.
This was showed in their 5th game against University Piggies yesterday, where they outmuscled Gerehu rival to finish with the win 21 points to 8. The victory handed them another 3 competition points and kept them in the top 4 on the competition ladder. The Marlins coach showed mixed emotions following his side's win. Although he is happy they won, there is a lot of room to improve. He is expecting the boys to polish up on those areas before their next game.
We have a lot to work on. The game plan that we played on didn't work out the way we really wanted to. So we have a lot to work on, especially in our back line, set pieces off the ruck and off the scrum. And in and around the ruck area, that's where we have to work from. Yeah.
The Marlins coach added that they flooded in a lot of new boys in the Premier Division this season. The boys are still learning and it's going to take a while, but Bokwig believes they can adapt to Premier Rugby as the club pushes for its first cup title at the competition.
Definitely, yes. So we have our spine is a young, so they're running it. You can see the stress is on them when it comes to Premier Grade. It's a whole different ball game again. So we're going to correct it next week again. We play Wanderers and then we take on the 2 big guns, Brothers and then Harlequins again. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah.
The Pepsi Capital Rugby Union competition heads into round 6 this weekend, and the Marlins are aiming for another win. They take on Wanderers before meeting Brothers and Harlequins to round up the pool matches. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
Ryan Papenhuisen scored a record-breaking 36 points as the Storm bashed the woeful Tigers, who dramatically regressed to a reflection of the team that were handed back-to-back wooden spoons over the preceding 3 seasons. Papenhuisen's 4 tries and 10 goals gave him 36 of Melbourne's 64 points in a drubbing of West Tigers, breaking Matt Geyer's previous record of 34 points set away back in 1999. The 64-0 victory was the equal highest winning margin in Melbourne Storm's history. Josh King, Jerome Hughes and Nick Meaney also scored in the first half, with Nelson Asofa Solomona, Eliesa Katoa, Cameron Munster and Bronson Garlick all crossing after the break. Here are the highlights.
The second kick, Garlick misses Hughes. Katoa it is who ends up with it, runs towards Luai, fires it out to Meaning. Here is Papenhuyzen who grubbers in behind, nobody there, toes it forward, a problem for the halfway line. Here is Hughes, comes to Munster, and Papenhuyzen, good hands, Anderson, Coates, Galvin was there, Coates comes back infield, guess who's there again? Tigers go very short, they put it up in a chimney almost, Buller is there, beaten by Coates. Comes back to Papenhuyzen, he has a hat-trick! Play, Munster it is, puts it in the air, out towards Coates, we'll see if they can test this one, they do, but it comes to Anderson, King is there! Over the top, Garlick for Hughes, sees space, goes low, did he get it down? I think he did! He was flat-footed, he's able to take it forward, he throws an awful ball, Meaney with nobody in front of him. They're gifting Melbourne points now. Short-side break, Papenhuyzen with Anderson, Coates, back to Papenhuyzen. He equals his personal best with 4 tries in the 1 game. Shows it to Nelson, crash play, Asifa Solomona. Now Hughes, back on the inside, Munster, where's Papenhuyzen? It's Katoa instead. Shows it to Papenhuyzen. Hughes sees plenty of space and pouring into it is Cameron Munster. Here's Munster, Papenhuyzen pushing up in support. Munster into huge space, comes back to Garlick. They've taken down the Tigers 64.
And that ends our sports segment. Now for the weather forecast. Southern region, Port Moresby and Popondetta, partly sunny with possible afternoon rain and thunderstorm. Momase, Lae, partly sunny with possible afternoon rain and thunderstorm. Medang, Wewak and Vanimo, mostly cloudy with afternoon rain showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, cloudy periods with rain and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with possible afternoon rain and thunderstorm. Oceans forecast. Coral Sea, seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas slight to moderate with strong southwest to northerly winds of 10 to 20 knots, winds turning clockwise. Bismarck Seas, seas slight with southwest to northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight with northeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And waters of Bougainville, seas 1 to 2 meters. That has been another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
You
and enter today to be considered for the 2025 Power Play PNG Awards. Brought to you by ExxonMobil and the PNG LNG project, these awards recognize exceptional Papua New Guineans making significant contributions in the LNG and decarbonization industries. Could you be Papua New Guinea's next great power player? There's only one way to know. Enter now to find out.
Are you a small business owner or just starting up? Need mobile plans for your team and Wi-Fi internet for your office? But also need flexibility, simplicity, and value? Then the Digicel SME Club is for you. Digicel's SME Club will keep your business connected with the best rates in PNG, affordable mobile plans with unlimited in-group calls, SMS, plus international minutes. Enjoy fast, reliable internet tailored for your business, starting from just 375 kina per month. With Digicel's SME Club, there are no contracts and no security deposit. Just seamless 24/7 dedicated customer support, a loyalty rewards program, and monthly discounts when you pay your bill using Digicel Cell Money. Keep your business connected and thriving with Digicel's SME Club. Contact us today on 7373-0000 or dial 126 for details. Your business deserves the best. Join Digicel's SME Club today.
The martial arts have been practiced for centuries. Forged out of an ancient Asian world of mayhem and intimidation. But in fact, they're all about self-defense, discipline, and honor. This is XMA, the world of extreme martial arts.
Watch Extreme Martial Arts, only on Fight Sports.
In the Pacific, sport is a lot more than just a game.
It's about mana, the spiritual power within us all.